It's about a family's 6-day trip that uncovers Corsica, not just as a pretty spot on a map, but as a full-on experience.
Corsica isn't like the rest of France. It's wilder, more remote, and still, surprisingly, under the radar. An island of dramatic mountains, quiet coastal towns, and unforgettable Mediterranean scenery.
You know, this quote it nails it. It really gets to the very heart of what this island is all about. It's not about rushing from one tourist trap to the next. This whole journey is about finding a different rhythm, a slower pace that the island itself kind of forces on you in the best way possible. So, who are we following on this adventure? Well, it's a family of 4, 2 parents with their 9-year-old daughter and their 3-year-old son. And in just 6 days, they set out to really see the island from north to south and discovered its amazing dual personality. Okay, so the adventure begins not by plane, but by sea. The family took a ferry from Livorno in Italy. And that's just the perfect way to approach an island like this, right? It lets the landscape reveal itself slowly, building up the anticipation.
And wow, what a first impression this is. Instead of seeing gentle, rolling hills, they're greeted by these huge, dramatic mountains.
When you look at a map of the Mediterranean, you see an island between France and Italy. Tranquility, exploration, sea, and nature intertwine. Our journey began by boarding a ferry in Livorno on the Tuscan coast of Italy. After a few hours at sea, the silhouette of the Corsican coastline appeared in the late afternoon. Our first impression was of high mountains rising abruptly from the sea. We arrived at Hotel Tetela, located by the sea near Saint-Florent.
First stop is a place called Saint-Florent in the northwest. All right, so now that they're settled in, the family is ready to explore. They set out to see the northern part of the island, and this is a region that's about to completely challenge their idea of what a Mediterranean coast looks like. But first things first, breakfast. And we're not talking about just any breakfast here. This is a full immersion in local flavor. Think warm, crusty breads, sharp local cheeses, and these incredible jams you can only find on the island. And this is where you really see the contrast we've been talking about.
Grande's. Yat turlarına bakıyoruz. Yarın için. Fransa-Almanya maçının son dakikaları ve Korsika'da hep beraber Fransa'da maç seyrediyoruz. Bakalım coşku nasıl olacak?
Breakfast, we set off by car to explore the island's northern coastline. In this region, the roads wind between the sea on one side and hills covered in maquis vegetation on the other. Most of the coves are wide, uncrowded, and safe for families with children. The sea was clear and calm. Our 9-year-old daughter swam for hours, while our 3-year-old son played with stones on the shore.
So forget those postcards with miles of golden sand. Up on the Cap Corse Peninsula, near a town called Nonza, the beaches are made of black volcanic stone, pushed up against these dramatic cliffs. It's just a powerful, almost primal kind of beautiful.
And for the kids, this beach is like the ultimate playground and classroom rolled into one.
Later that evening, another discovery, this time on their dinner plates. The goat meat they eat is this powerful, tasty reminder that Corsica's identity isn't just about the sea. It's a perfect taste of the deep connection between the island's food and its rugged, mountainous heart.
On our third day, we turned our route to the northeastern tip of the island, to the Nonza region. The Cap Corse Peninsula is home to Corsica's most dramatic landscapes. Roads descending from steep slopes to the sea and volcanic beaches that are almost black completely transform the Mediterranean experience.
On day 4, everything changes, driving south right through the center of the island. And it's a complete change of scenery.
The landscape just totally transforms. The Corsica National Park, and suddenly the sea breeze is replaced by this cool, crisp mountain air. All around them are these towering pine forests and deep green valleys. This is the other Corsica, the one that really defines its soul.
Along the way, amazing place called Corte. Now, this isn't just some picturesque mountain town. It's the historical capital of Corsica, home to a university and this incredible citadel. You can really feel the island's proud, independent, and intellectual spirit here.
On the fourth day, we left the hotel and set off on a long journey to the south of the island. The route passed through Corsica National Park, located in the heart of Corsica. The pine forests rising along the way, the deep valleys, and the cool mountain air were so impressive. We reached Ajaccio in the afternoon. The birthplace of Napoleon Bonaparte, Ajaccio was a livelier, yet still measured Mediterranean city. In the late afternoon, we headed to the coastal town of Porto Pollo and stayed at the Casa Marina Hotel de Meur Ecolabel Européen.
To Casa Marina, an eco-labeled hotel. It was a very conscious choice that just perfectly mirrors the deep respect for nature they'd been seeing all over the island.
Porto Pollo's long, shallow beach was like a natural playground for the children. In the afternoon, we visited Propriano and Sartène.
Sartène, and let me tell you, this place has a reputation. It's known as the most Corsican of Corsican towns. And when you're there, walking through its ancient, narrow stone streets, it really does feel like you've stepped back in time.
And then there's Bonifacio. I mean, just look at this. It's almost hard to believe it's real. An entire city just perched on top of these towering white limestone cliffs, hanging over the sea. For the family, seeing it glow at sunset was one of those moments you just never ever forget. And finally, near Porto Vecchio, they get a taste of that classic Mediterranean ideal. Here, the sand is white, the water is a calm, shallow turquoise. It's just a perfect spot for the family to kick back and relax. And it provides one last, beautiful contrast to those wild, volcanic shores they saw up north.
The dinner we had at the harbor was one of the most memorable moments of the trip. We reserved the last day to explore the southeast of the island. The next day, we left the island by ferry via Porto Vecchio. What remained in the children's minds were images of the sea, rocks, mountains, and freedom. In our memories, tranquility and simplicity.
What does an island with so many different faces truly leave behind?
Just 6 days. That's it. That's all it took to go beyond a simple vacation and to find a much deeper, more connected way to experience a place.
And what's so great is what they all took away from it. For the kids, it was this collage of elemental images, the sea, the dark volcanic stones, the massive mountains. But for the parents, it was more of a feeling, a deep sense of peace, and a return to something simple and true.
So, what's the big lesson here? Well, Corsica is a teacher. It teaches you about the incredible harmony between the sea and the mountains. It proves how valuable it is to just slow down. It shows you the power of authenticity over commercialism. And maybe, most importantly for any parent, it shows that real adventure can also be safe, enriching, and absolutely perfect for a family. And that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? This whole trip was about finding a place that makes you slow down and reconnect. So the real question for all of us is, in our own fast-paced lives, where do we find that? Where is our Corsica?